Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is SITI binti ARSHAD and I'm the leader of F4. So the theme that we chose is breaking the stigma, which is it is addiction to gadgets. But first, let me tell you what is stigma. Stigma is a major barrier to overcoming the challenges of addiction and overdose in the community we serve is stigma. Stigma is a word that comes from Latin and Greek and originally meant a burn, tattoo or other mark inflicted on another person to signify their disgrace. Today, stigma means labeling, stereotyping, and discrimination. One example is using disparaging or judgmental terms to refer to addiction, people with substance use disorder, or treatments for the disease. Before I tell you more information about addiction of gadgets, let me tell you our life before gadget exist. So people born before the 1980s would be very well related to life before the information age, when people had no access or personal gadgets. Let's briefly walk down the memory lane to relive those moments. Life without gadgets. So children played together outdoor, they had a lot of physical activity, people talked to each other more often, and verbal communication face to face was at its peak. Chat jargon did not exist, and people knew their spellings well. As they read more books, people enjoyed spending more time outdoors with family and friends. It was commonplace to get the news from newspaper or radio. Entertainment came from playing board games, playing sport, going to the movies, watching VHS tapes, and more. Writers often used either a typewriter or a word processor on their computer. Computers were expensive and bulky. Doing research was hard. Frequent visits to the library or scoring through plethora of papers, books, and more were necessary. So communication was slow on that time.
Gadgets equipped with internet have transformed our lives in several ways and brought about a paradigm shift in our dependence on technology to perform key tasks in our everyday routine. To highlight a few, enormous amounts of information at our fingertips. We use Google Maps to get directions, watch YouTube videos to learn to cook, sing, draw, and even learn school subjects. We have health monitoring apps on the cell phone that would remind people to walk, run, bike, and even check their blood pressure periodically. We also have capability to share daily life or special events instantly with thousands of people and see reaction in a matter of minutes if not seconds. There's also expedited research with access to information galore. Next, we have the ability to enjoy entertainments like watching videos on demand from anywhere using applications like Netflix or Amazon. We have the ability to read ebooks online on demand so we don't have to visit to the library anymore. We use mobile phones or tablets as pacifiers for kids. Gadgets could also improve speed of communication by orders of magnitude, leading to faster decision making. There's also existence of mobile apps for entertainment, social interaction through digital media, paying bills, accessing bank accounts, etc. It is proven that gadgets definitely improved our daily life. While there have been advantages to this information age and gadget revolution, it has created an insatiable appetite for information. It's now an expectation that information will be readily available on demand from anywhere. This is the age of instant gratification. While technology has fostered the human race, does our current consumption pattern adversely impact our analytical and creative abilities, lead to loss of focus in communication, and make us just indexes of data rather than bearers of knowledge? Are we addicted to our gadgets? Let's find out.
While the business model of the top few app companies hinges on people spending more time with their gadgets every day, we need to recognize that the most important fallout of this induced behavior would be the rising epidemic of gadget addictions. A sense of urge to use the phone or any other gadget when bored or idle equates to addiction. Gadget addiction doesn't discriminate who is affected. It affects all age groups and people of all races. The effects range from mental, physical, emotional, to even threatening our democracy. Studies have shown that children's cognitive and emotional development can be adversely impacted by internet or gadget addiction. More screen time means more visual interaction and reward through social media and less face time. Thus, face-to-face interaction with other people result in lack of empathy for fellow human beings. As social media glorify picture-perfect life and well-tuned physiques, children's self-esteem and self-confidence are eroded. Lack of focus and more distraction during conversation is another expected negative impact. A study on China high school students demonstrated that children with moderate to severe risk of internet addiction are more than twice as likely to develop depressive symptoms than addiction-free counterparts. Technology and gadgets have become an integral part of human lifestyle and will only continue to increase with years to come. The form factors of gadgets and how humans interact with them may change. However, fundamentally, as a human society, we should continue to be aware and make sure we do live a fulfilling life by not becoming addicted to machines and continue to emphasize and cherish the human connection in our life.
Mental and emotional health. Dopamine is a neurochemical that largely controls the pleasure and reward center of the brain. High levels of dopamine are usually associated with the motivation and excitement to fulfill goals that will lead to recognized reward. Thus, enforcement of a sense of pleasure while achieving those goals, procrastination, lack of enthusiasm, and self-confidence. Thus, reinforcement of sense of pleasure while achieving those goals. Procrastination, lack of enthusiasm, and self-confidence and boredom are linked to low level of dopamine. Research has shown that the brain gets rewarded as excessive amount of dopamine get released in the body on frequent interaction with a rewarding stimulus that is using smartphone app like Facebook. Boredom trigger an interaction with the reward stimulus Facebook app, which is then result in a wide variety of reward in the form of like, message, photo, and other similar things. This is causing high release of dopamine in the body. Frequent cycles such as this cause the brain receptor to become more insensitive to dopamine, causing the body to experience less pleasure than before for the same natural reward. This leads the person down a spiral where one has increased craving for the same reward to achieve more level of pleasure. If the increased craving cannot be satisfied, it will lead to anxiety, lack of motivation, and depression. Gadget addiction is like to addict to alcohol or drug since it results in similar negative sequences.